We are set to have 13 very strong teams taking to the track. And kicking things off in lane number 1, it is going to be Guilderland Track Club out of New York. That is Kozier, Larson, Zhu, and Smidas. Wearing hip number 2, it's going to be K-Zoom Track Club out of Kalamazoo Central High School. Wright, Johnson, Thompson, and Baker. Wearing hip number 3 from Maryland, it is Archer, Watkins, Hughes, and Miller for Calvert Hall. They were 5th in the 4x1 mile this weekend. This is Haddonfield Racing Club out of New Jersey. Wearing hip number 5 from Danbury High School in Connecticut, this is Danbury Track Club. Wearing hip number 6, courtesy of Franklin Central High School in Indianapolis, this is the Flashes Track Club. Wearing hip number 7, the quartet of Buddy, Sweeney, Flint, and Ashinkasi from Massachusetts. It's Brookline. From Colts Neck, New Jersey, they were 9th in the 4 mile this weekend. This is Colts Neck Track Club. From New Jersey, wearing hip number 9, this is Bernard's Track Club. This team won the 4x800 on Friday. They were 2nd in the 4 mile. Can they make it a 3rd podium finish? This is Harriman out of Utah. Wearing hip number 11, Ridgefield, Connecticut. They were 9th in the 4x8 on Friday. 3 of those runners returning today. From right here in Pennsylvania, Manheim Township is going to wear hip number 12. They were 4th in the 4 mile here with 3 of these runners returning. And rounding things out, 2nd in the 4x8 on Friday from Kansas City, Missouri, this is Rock Racing Club. This is going to be a quick one. Lots of familiar names, lots of athletes. Again, kind of rounding out 4 days of competition, coming away from both individual and team events, and capping it all off with a very exciting DMR.
Now the meet record holders from the Oregon Distance Project. We already saw Oregon Distance Project go in the first section. Their A and their B squad, so we will not be seeing them in this final section.
Fastest time of the day so far, 10:11:40. As you mentioned, the meet record significantly faster than that, 9:44:30 set last year by Oregon Distance Project, who, to your point, we already saw run earlier in the event. So we are going to see a new champion crowned here at New Balance Nationals 2025. National lead belongs to Christian Brothers Academy out of New Jersey at 9:59:17. And getting under that 10-minute mark is a big deal for these guys. We are underway with our fastest seeded section of the Championship Boys Distance Medley Relay on Sunday, day 4 of action here at Franklin Field. And great to see all 13 of these teams taking to the track. And at the cut-in, things looking a little bit pedestrian, if I'm going to be honest about it. No one really wanting to take on a fast opening leg here. And it's not unheard of that we see the fastest time come out of one of the earlier sections. It's unusual, but it's not unheard of. So, again, these guys are going to have to just keep in mind they're racing one another, but they are also racing the clock.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Kate, but we have to say, I mean, this is just the first leg, so kind of the ones who have to set the tone for everybody else, because as soon as they hand it off to the 400 leg, it's going to be blazing.
Well, as I say that, I think that maybe there was just an acknowledgement that this needs to get moving here if we have a chance of running faster than what's already been put down. You see a big move on the outside there. but I think that's Flashes up front maintaining their lead right now. They seem to have gotten some information maybe from the crowd that they need to keep this thing rolling. There was a big move from behind that kind of split things open here.
I mean, right behind him from Harriman, they have one of the Tang twins chasing them down, who was on that 4x800 team that set a new high score record just a couple of days ago. So he knows that they are gunning for him.
So still a good advantage here for our 1,200 meter leg. And the pack starting to work on him. As you mentioned, Tang has already had a really busy weekend and shown himself to be a valiant competitor. That is Stevens up front.
But here comes Micah Tang trying to make the pass going into the curve, or maybe even just show and give some pressure right now.
Yeah, Tang right up on the shoulder of our leader, and that is Manheim Township, the local team who is still holding on to the advantage. It can't be overstressed how much running in front of a home crowd boosts you, especially in a relay event. And now on the backstretch, it is Tang, and he is bringing a group with him. Tang has the inside line.
And they are coming around that final curve, and they're going to be handing off to the 400-meter leg, who will be run by Zeke Kearney, who has a PR of 49.30. And it is all Michael Tang right now. You can see the grimace on his face, but it is now handed off, and they are in the front.
So it's going to be Harriman, Manheim Township in second, and then that's Bernard's Track Club in third. But look at this leg, courtesy of Zeke Kearney for Harriman. This is moving, and on the outside, that's Ridgefield in the orange making the pass now into second. Ridgefield gunning hard, trying to close that gap, but it is still fairly large. Harriman had a pretty close handoff with the rest of the field, but it was a big opening 200 for Zeke Kearney. He's holding on at the moment. Driving for home. He's going to hold on to his lead as Harriman hands off in first position. Ridgefield is going to be in second, and that's Bernard's Track Club in third. And some relatively clean handoffs there. This is good to see. Everyone staying on their feet and keeping the baton around the circuit.
Definitely are.
Into this 800 leg now, that is Tayshawn Agomo. We've seen him on a few of these relays already this weekend. And again, for Harriman, they've had a pretty successful weekend. Second in the 4 mile and winning the 4x8 with this same team. So this is really asking a lot of these guys.
And Zeke Kearney, who ended up extending that lead, he spent 49.13 in order to do it.
Fantastic pace up front. Again, keep your eye on the clock because the meet record is 9:44.30, and Harriman knows that if they're going to get it done, they're going to have to do it by themselves. 1 lap to go here for our 800-meter leg in the form of Tayshawn Agomo.
Tayshawn Agomo already has a high score record on his resume, so I know the effects of it is on his legs, but also the positiveness of it is on his legs as well, the confidence of it, and he's still looking really good. Look at that lead that they have right now, still about 10 meters ahead.
Yeah, he's putting his team in an excellent position to, again, vie for the win, but also try to chase that record. He's going to be handing off to Jackson Spencer, who is a 4:02.56 miler. And he's going to have to run pretty close to that if he is going to keep the team on track here. Seen some great performances so far in that 1,600-meter leg, including a 4:10, courtesy of Broadway's anchor leg. But it is Harriman now, and Jackson Spencer is going to take the baton in the lead. And now a battle on right behind him. Brookline part of the conversation. So too Ridgefield. Bernard's Track Club still right there. Manheim Township in the mix. We still have 5 teams working hard together in the opening lap of this 1,600-meter leg. But Harriman's Jackson Spencer all by himself up front. There comes the charge with Brookline's Altamo Ashkenazi leading the chase pack.
And Jackson Spencer, like we mentioned, he was also on that national record-holding team for that 4x8. He was fourth leg, and he split 149.94. He's the one who brought it all in for the guys. But this is not the 800, Kate. This is the 1,600-meter leg. So you needed to dig deeper for this one. It's going to hurt a lot more.
It will for sure. Now, he's looking pretty relaxed right now. Is Spencer up front? So he's got to run right at his lifetime best in order to get the meet record. He has to run 4:02. He's done that in his life, but again, he's doing it completely solo up front. So this is going to be a lot of encouragement from this crowd trying to egg him on to that time.
I mean, running alone is exactly what Harriman is used to doing. They had to do it already when they set that 4x800-meter record. So no issue for that because they have the grit and they have the tenacity to do it. What worries me is the fact that they already do have that racing on their legs. I mean, we are in day 4.
So again, you're right. You can kind of fake it a little bit for your second relay. When you come to your third and sometimes even your fourth event of the weekend, that is asking a lot. He's looking great right now. This is maybe the first time we're seeing the turnover slowing a little bit, but still well ahead of the rest of the field. And he is being strongly encouraged by a very supportive crowd here at Franklin Field. He's got less than 2 laps to go, and there comes the charge. That's being led up front now by Bernard's Track Club. Brody Watts is sitting in the lead of that chase pack for Bernard's.
You can see that it is now starting to hurt for Jackson Spencer. But he is still extending that lead. And you see his coach cheering him on there, especially when he needs it, when it gets pretty quiet over there on the far end of the track.
Well, in this sort of close-up shot, he still looks relaxed, but he doesn't look like he's running quite as fast as I think he is. He's just got a really comfortable stride pattern, so I don't think he shows how fast he's running. There you go, he's extended the lead significantly. It's the better part of a full straightaway as he enters the home stretch. He is going to hear the bell, and we'll give you an update. 8:49 on the clock. Again, that meet record, 9:44. So he has to run a 56 final lap. It's going to be a tall ask, but again, he is picking it up with every stride.
I mean, when you have an experienced anchor-like runner like Jackson Spencer, it is definitely possible, but it is going to be tough. And as you guys can see, the fatigue on his face right now. The Oregon Distance Project set a pretty high bar when they set that meet record, but Harriman looks absolutely fantastic. And here's where you can finally start to see that kick in full action.
It has been a strong push from the front, a totally solo effort here on behalf of Jackson Spencer for his Harriman Utah Quartet, and he is powering for home. The meet record is going to be, I think, just outside of their reach. It was always going to be close, but they're going to just miss it. It's going to be a huge time, though. 9:50.19. And a great run for our leaders, Harriman. 9:50.19 with a 49-second 400 leg, a 1:51.800, and then a 4:07 close there for Jackson Spencer.
And what another fantastic run from Harriman. I mean, they have been in the headlines this entire weekend, and they are not giving up the spotlight anytime soon. It was a tough ask of them to get the meet record, but not a tough ask for them to get the win, and they look fantastic.
Again, looking annoyingly relaxed for how hard they just ran, but good for them, and what a way to cap off the relay portion of their New Balance National Outdoors 2025. stellar performances by each of these runners. And again, they've got that chemistry that's so important because they've been on so many teams together. They really trust each other and know how to get the job done.
Absolutely. Micah Tang on that relay is heading off to Utah State in the fall. And there you see he's handing off the baton to Zeke Kearney, who ran a fantastic 49-13 split in the 400-meter leg, who then handed off to Seishan Ogomo, who then finally handed off to Jackson Spencer, who anchored that national record-holding time back in the 4x8 a couple days ago. And here he was anchoring that relay yet again. They are back on top yet again.
Excellent pieces of work being put together here at historic Franklin Field. And we are at the conclusion of our boys distance medley relay. Confirmation of the times there. 5 teams under 10 minutes. That is excellent running as we get set now for the first of our girls DMR. Again, progressing in time.